And welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of the show brought to you by Stern AG. And the guys you see here on the show today, they were scholarship athletes at the University of Tennessee. They didn't have to worry about the tuition. Now, they may all have kids that they're having to worry about it on that end of the thing. But when you look now at the cost of a college education, if you're a young family and you're thinking about how you're going to put your child through college, you need to start planning today. And the group to turn to ask questions, who can help you find your way through that process, and also do it in such a way that it helps you on the tax end. Stern AG are the people to call right here in Knoxville. That's a major billion-dollar company nationwide, but the folks here are from here. Stern AG, give them a call. All right, back with J.J. Surlis, Shazon Bradley, Chris Wampler, and Daniel Hood, my defensive lineman for the day. This team is going to be out-experienced this year. They might get out-athleted a couple times this year. So I think that means they're going to have to be tough. And it just got me wondering, you guys, toughest teammates you ever played with, who were the tough guys that you played with? Who was the toughest?
Well, I'm going to tell you this, not because Shazon's sitting beside me, but it's a true story. Somebody asked me last week, one of the toughest guys I ever played with, or craziest guys, and I don't know how many people can go through 2 days. You know, you're sore, you can't move, and somebody knocks on your door at midnight wanting you to go run or go boxing. Shazon was one of, he lived next door to me all the time. You know he's going to come 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Hey, come on, JJ, let's go. I said, it's not going to happen, Shazon. I got to get some rest. But he did it all the time.
Who's the toughest guy you played with?
I want to say the toughest guy was probably Todd Kelly. Mentally and physically, he was the toughest. But you got to think about it. Keith DeLong, Hot Rod Lewis from Mobile, Alabama, Dale Carter, Tracy Hayworth.
You guys are naming all these defensive guys. I mean, now, who didn't you on the offensive line? Who wouldn't you want to go up against?
Tom Myslinski. I mean, that's one tough guy that wouldn't hesitate to punch in the mouth. And I'll go against him every day. And I got him many times, and he got me many times. But it was a battle every day.
I never met an offensive guy that I didn't take his lunch money.
Oh, I can't wait to get the response from the other group in the next segment. Chris, toughest guy you played with?
It'd have to be the Tasmanian Devil, and his name was Jimmy Noonan. And he is a defensive guy, but Jimmy was probably 5'9", 260 pounds of pure meanness. And he was respected really well.
I don't know how many people know this, and I don't think Bob Hodge would mind me telling this story. Bob, of course, a regular on the show. Bob was a walk-on over there at UT, and the reason he'll tell you he walked off, Jimmy Noonan. That was the reason he walked on, walked right back off, Jimmy Noonan. Yes. Daniel Hood, what tough guys did you play with?
I got two. One of them is one probably most people don't know because he didn't play much, and his name was Carson Anderson. And he was just a kid. I think his whole 5 years at UT, he maybe stepped in the training room once. Never complained about anything, never missed a day of practice, never did anything, just awesome person. Then the second is currently still there, A.J. Johnson. Just his mental approach to the game, the type of effort that he plays with, and just how passionate it is. Whether it's, even in workouts, whatever it is, he's trying to go above and beyond everybody else.
Is that something you develop? Obviously you can develop toughness, but there's a part of it, there's a flicker of a flame that has to be there in the beginning to start with, doesn't there? And it looks like Tennessee's recruiting more of those types of guys, it seems.
I think that's just the way, programs you come up in or whatever. I coached some high school football, and you sometimes wonder what way they were brought up or something, because kids just aren't as tough, I don't think, anymore a lot of times.
It's definitely, I from my personal experiences, the coaches that I had in high school, I had a linebacker coach, Dean Ratledge, probably the toughest man. He's just tough, and John Mullinax, he was very, very tough. But he's about discipline. He's about doing the right things, and even though you were a star player, you were not going to get away from not doing what was right. And I think that made a huge, tremendous difference in my life and my friends' lives. None of us been in jail. None of us we don't get in trouble. We're disciplined, and we learned that from our high school football coach.
I'm going to hear from a lot of my old high school buddies at McMinn Central upset that I let somebody come on here and talk about McMinn County. The toughness, how hard is that to coach that out of somebody, to bring that out? You got to have something that's just in there, don't you?
It's sort of like speed. You can't coach speed. Either you've got it or you don't have it. Now, you can become tougher, okay, and you can try to, it becomes an act of survival at the level that they're playing now. I mean, either you get tougher or you get out. And but you've got to have it deep down inside. I know our offensive line guys will come on, and I always hated playing against an offensive lineman that I called, he was nasty. He had the mentality of, I'm going to do whatever it takes, and I don't care what you do, and I'm going to be nasty about it. And you always had your head on a swivel for that guy. You know, no matter what was going on, and you still thought you might be better than him, faster than him, or stronger than him, you always were looking for him.
All right, good job. Good deal. I appreciate Daniel Hood. Appreciate Chris Wampler. Shazan Bradley, we'll see you this fall. And J.J. Searle, it's always good to have you on the show, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
Look forward to having group number 2 come out here next, and we're going to ask them about toughest Vols they played with. Come on back on the Sports Source.